So I'm an artist. I was an accountant, but I'm now an artist, and I make immersive installations. I call it a memory jukebox. People come in and without any prompting will tell you their life story through music. About 5 years ago, I approached the owner of the Olympic Studios to become their artist in residence, and I made work out of things that were left over from the old studios. We've had to piece it all together. There was no archive, there was no list of the music recorded there. So gathering together those stories, as well as people who've worked at the Olympic or people who've visited the Olympic over those years, we decided to give people access to the archive or activate the archive through opening a record shop. Well, I don't think this is a traditional record shop. People sense it's slightly different when they come in, I think. It's not sort of full of old memory grubby t-shirts. It just feels a bit different. Sorry, one of my customers. So the Olympic Studios opened in Barnes in 1966 and closed 43 years later in 2009. First half of its life, it was owned by Keith Grant and Cliff Adams, and they built it into one of the best recording studios in the world. What you're trying to do is to gather together elements of a story and piece them together and display them and present them to people interested in the project. We've got a list of 1,000 albums, we're trying to collect all of those, but we'll also try and collect any other bits of memorabilia. So we found a David Bowie autograph that was signed in the cafe opposite in 1973. So we bought that as part of the archive, so we find things along the way. So we'd like to meet the autograph hunter who went every day and talked to the local cafe owner about who was coming in next. It'd be nice to see his book. He lived in Ferry Roads, Tony Ford. There wasn't much equipment left over. There were these headphone control boxes, which has Eric Clapton's name and Andy Fairweather below, Billy Preston, Jerry Portnoy. I think that's my favourite piece of, and we were about to chuck those away as well. It was only when we took a find another look at the tape, you could sort of piece this together. So Billy Nichols lives around here, and he popped in the other day to ask me if I could help him work out who played on the album. I said, really? I said, but Billy, you were there.
Can't you remember? No, definitely not.
I can't remember. I went to look at a collection not so long ago, and I said, Stephen, this is a lovely collection. And he said, Roger, thank God you said that. This has been my life's work. And you suddenly realise you're not dealing with just pieces of cardboard and acetate or plastic. There's something much deeper about this music. Well, I was lost in prog rock for a while, so bands like Genesis and Yes. I was word perfect on every Genesis song. I think I was just taken with the theatre of it all, the amount of emotion you could come from watching a band play live or just listening to the record. I tried to play lots of instruments, but that didn't really work out, so I've always been interested in the music, lost in music. We've been riding the wave of the videos, the vinyl revival. I don't think it's going to stop anytime soon, really. So it's just trying to find ways of keeping it fresh, keeping it changing. But I think the critical thing was if they can open a new studio opposite, it will take on an extra sort of lease of life, really. So, yeah.
Do you think you want to continue doing this for that long?
Oh, I love it. I think it's a fantastic thing. It's the richest art project I've ever been involved in. I mean, I've done a few installations that are lost property offices where people come in and make a claim for a piece of art or vinyl record. And in a way that this is an extension of that, because it is just sometimes feel like a lost property office. People come in and say, oh, I used to have this, and they explain, the theft or the flood or the divorce. Yeah, so it's always fresh. You know, there's always someone coming in with a slightly different question or a different angle. Just takes up all your time.